Today we're rating Magic the Gathering cards on Reddit. Custom cards. Custom made by the community. Alright, we gotta start off with the luxury tax. Reminds me of Monopoly. 1 white! Do we pay $75? No, this is an enchantment. Legendary spells cost 1 more to cast. Oh, some perhaps anti-commander tech here. And non-basic lands enter the battlefield tapped. Yeah, I guess, whatever. It's a card. That thing works. I don't think it's anywhere particularly broken. It is 1 mana though, so slowing people down significantly. It's like an add-on to the old, what was it? There was already a land tax. That's what it is. This is just an evolution of land tax. Maybe they should have more taxes for white. Just expand the taxes. 1 white, creatures enter the battlefield tapped. 1 white, you know, sorcery spells cost 1 more mana. It sounds like this could be a series of cards. Yeah, fun for the whole family. It is symmetrical. That is important. Because cards that are not symmetrical are broken. Good EDH hate bear. Yeah, that's right. Well, you mean hate bear. There's no bear in here. No bear whatsoever. All right. You heard like the new set is going to combine a bunch of, you know, characters that we all love together. Now we got Emrakul and 15 squirrels. They're not battling against each other, now battling with each other for a common cause. We got green, 18 generic mana. Is 15 squirrels cost 5 mana? Like green, 5? For a 15, it shouldn't be like a 30. Spell can't be countered. Emrakul and 15 squirrels cost 1 less to cast for each Eldrazi and each squirrel you control. Flying protection from colored spells. When you cast Emrakul and 15 when you cast Emrakul and 15 squirrels, create 15 1/1 green squirrel creature tokens with reach. Oh my god! And we got holy effing S, says Jace Bellerin at the bottom. Nothing can stop this. We can sort of if you beat the squirrels, you'll lose to the Eldrazi. If you beat the Eldrazi, you'll lose to the squirrels. Yeah, the meme is here. I mean, I guess this passes. I mean, I don't think it's particularly broken. Although this is, and you have to cast it. You have to cast the card. You can't just show and tell this thing into play and have 30 power on the battlefield. You actually have to do the hard work, do the nasty, get 18 mana. Who knew Jace had such a potty mouth? Well, he was never matched up against Emrakul and 15 squirrels, apparently. They're supposed to be on the same card, not create 15 extra tokens. Well, whatever. It's a bit of a set design fail, but I think the flavor is there. All right, moving on. Last of March of the Ents. We got green, 5 generic, legendary sorcery. Sacrifice X, untap lands you control. This reminds me of that tree folk. You have to sack the land. They need to be untapped lands. You got an XX creature. Create XX tree folk creature tokens where X is equal to the number of lands sacrificed this way. It appears to be the same thing, but in sorcery form. Why is it a legendary sorcery? Of course it is likely, my friends, likely enough that we are going to our doom, the last march of the Ents. Oh, this is a Lord of the Rings thing. The Ents, of course. But if we stayed home and did nothing, doom would find us anyway, sooner or later. Now at least the last march of the Ents may be worth a song. Alright, there we go. Yeah, the Wood Elemental. Wood Elemental was an Ent all along. This disgustingly expensive thing you have to cast, and then you gotta sack a bunch of untapped lands on top of that. Anyway, I have no take on this. These are really... Fair isn't the right word. These are all bad cards. So, I mean, I can't punish them or anything like that. Yeah, at 7 CMC, this is 7/7. No, you have to sack untap lands. You can't just sack the lands that you just tapped. No. It doesn't work like that. Can't do that. No, it's Wood Elemental style. It's the wood elemental mechanic. Might as well just say have wood elemental. Sack. That could be an ability, wood elemental, where you have to sack untap lands and then you get some ability. This is the way I'm interpreting this. Flavorful but horrible. Yeah, like a lot of cards in Magic the Gathering. Alright, moving on to Prismatic Guardian. A green, red, black, blue, white for a 7/7 construct. Domain. Prismatic Guardian gets -1/-1 for each basic land type among lands you control. Why would you punish us? If you control plains, Prismatic Guardian has Vigilance. The same is true for islands and Hexproof, swamps and Menace, Force and Trample, and mountains and First Strike. So you are rewarded for casting this with like lands that are not islands or swamps, but then you get some buff. So you ideally want this thing to be like a 4/4 or 5/5 with some abilities. Interesting. Custom cards today, you know what that means. Only one more week until the next AI stream. That's right. And also, we're probably going to get a super chat today about Assimilate. We'll see if it gets fixed. I still don't know what Assimilate is as a mechanic. Anyway, I guess we're just going to make this pass. It's interesting. It's an interesting card. If you do not have any basic land types at all on the battlefield and you cast this thing for Wooburg, you get a 7/7 vanilla creature. If you do cast it with some card types, it gets smaller, but you get some buff, like Hexproof, Vigilance, Trample, Menace, or First Strike. Anyway, neat card. Very neat card. We got Broman with the Super Chat. Unfair Wizard. Remember, you can super chat. Give me the name of your post on Custom Magic. And, well, you get a first-class seat for your card to be showcased on the show. Okay, we got the Unfair Wizard. A blue 1/1 human wizard. Discard Unfair Wizard. Counter target spell unless its controller pays 1? Activate only if an opponent drew 2 or more cards this turn. Oh! Ooh, I like that. I like that. Please play fair Magic. And you know what? The flavor wall. The flavor is not breaking the fourth wall either, because this is the world of Magic. Fireburn's like, so it's a crappy 2/2 with a bunch of keywords. Well, no, not if you play with a bunch of lands that don't have land types. You know, like, what's it called? Like things that are not triumphs or dual lands in reference to this last one. What's it called? Because there's those dual lands, enter the battlefield, tapped, gain a life, but they don't actually have any land type among it, so. I don't know if it danger. Does it danger? I don't think so. If your opponent's drawing a bunch of cards, I think it's fair that you can discard. You have a Force Spike. And this is on, like, you know, in theory, this could be part of a wizard deck. And honestly, the body sucks. I mean, it's just a 1/1 for 1 most of the time. I actually think this is a really cool card. I think it's great. I think we need more cards like this in Magic the Gathering, that where, you know, under some certain circumstances, you get, like, some huge strong ability. So, I like it. Do you see the new white Remand? I doubt it will see any play. If regular Remand sees no play, white Remand will see even less, in my opinion. Shockland and yeah, those well, no, not Shockland and Scrap. The Shocklands. Okay, getting back to this thing, the Shockland. Don't you know how this works? For each basic land type. Okay, what are some lands that don't have a basic land type? There's millions of them. What is it? Sulfurous something. Here, sulfurous. No, this doesn't. This is a swamp mountain. Here we go. Here's Sulfurous Springs. This doesn't have a basic land type attached to it. You can add red and black to your mana pool. There's millions of these lands, people. There's millions of mana sources that don't literally have basic land types on them. So you can get a 7-set. You can sculpt the best creature you could possibly want on this thing. You can have a 5/5, a 4/4, a 3/3, a 7/7 with no abilities. You know, You choose. Yeah, the good old pain lands, but there's other ones. Yeah, the fast lands. There we go. You have, you can have, what's it called? Seachrome Coast. There we go. There's another one. There's ways of sculpting this card together, which I thought made it very neat. So not everything is going to shrink it. Tolarian Academy, there you go. If you can sneak that into your playgroup. Okay, moving on. We got Valuable Lot. It's an artifact land. Weirdly, somehow has the mana value of 6. I don't know why that is necessary. And also, it just doesn't make any sense. Tap, add a colorless to your mana pool. It might be empty now, but just think about what we could do here. I don't think this really works with the rules. Like, it literally has no mana value up there. It just says that it has the mana value. I have no idea what the purpose of this thing is. So. It's a fail in my book. 2 thumbs down. Does anyone know how to break this? Yeah, I know. It breaks the rules. That's why it fails. Sack with Oswald, get a 7-drop. Oh, is that how it's supposed to work? So if someone had, like, if only my lands had mana value, I could sack it and get more value with other cards. Is this an AI? It could. Yeah, I think there's a lot of custom cards on here that were inspired by the AI. Or they're just ripping off the AI and putting on here. I like Valuable a lot. Need more artifact lands. We have a lot of artifact lands. You want more? It's funny, but unplayable. Oh, it's playable. I mean, you can just play the thing. What does that mean, though? It has a mana value of 6. It has a mana value of 6, but you still put into play for nothing? Yeah, whatever. Fails in my book. While this is on the battlefield, it has mana value of 6, would probably be fine for rules. I guess so. But, like, that doesn't make any sense here. The sense, it makes none. We got Herbert! In memory of my dog. Made before the dog type. In memory of my dog. Aw, isn't that cute? Alright, got white, 1 generic, 2/2, beast ally. Oh, I get it. Otherwise, by today's standards, it would be called a dog ally. Tap human you control. Finn the dog gains indestructible until end of turn. You can pay a black and a green. Tap, search your library for a squirrel card and send it to the graveyard. Oh my goodness! You know, that feels so flavorful. Did your dog hunt squirrels? Like, a squirrel doesn't exist. But then when it comes into existence, you find that it's dead. This especially is true for, like, if you're a cat owner. It's like, no rat exists on the battlefield, or no mouse, but then all of a sudden, one comes into existence into the graveyard. From somewhere. Anyway, good flavor win. I like that. I like that idea. Finn, a straight up killer! Yeah. Beware if you're a squirrel. Or a mouse, or any other sort of rodent in the backyard. Yeah, errata to dog ally. This is definitely what it would be right now. This is very... Is it wholesome? I guess so. If you don't mind other parts of wildlife losing up the food chain. Oh, hold on, okay. Only the most noble of creatures could ever sway the human heart. Owner. Oh, that's very cute. It's the most wholesome part of today's show. Get those animate deads ready. Yeah, for that, for the damn... Oh, yeah, don't... Oh, my God. Yeah, we don't shuffle the library. We technically... doesn't shuffle. All right, in that case, this card is broken, actually. So you can search your library for whatever you want. And then stack your deck however you want. It's supposed to shuffle the library. So anyway, gotta just maybe make a little fix there. And then everything will be okay. So we're going to look at more custom cards, people. We're going to look at more custom cards. But we got to thank our sponsor today, FusionGamingOnline.com. My first place where I shop for my Pioneer Modern, sometimes Legacy cards. I need paper singles. This is the first place I go look. Deal of the week this week, because they have a new deal of the week every week. Save 15% off all Kamigawa, Neon Dynasty singles, and sealed products. So a lot of great Pioneer staples here between Boseiju, Otawara, the Wandering Emperor, some So all the channel lands. Don't forget about Jin Gitaxias for those commander players. And remember, you can use coupon code Nikachu on top of it to get an additional 5% off all your purchases. And it supports the channel. We're also going to thank Mana Traders, the premier place for renting Magic cards online. If I need to play test a format before a big event, better believe that I'm going to play test that deck online when I'm renting the cards. And then that way I know that it's a good deck. And if it's a garbage deck, I'm going to send it back. And I don't have to buy the thing in paper. You can support the channel using my Mana Traders link in the description below, or save 10% off using my coupon code Nikachu _U3V for 10% off your first 2 months. And back to the custom cards. Beautiful custom cards. Where is my chat? We got Dogoric loves Kamigawa. So do I. Love the flavor. I hope we go back to Kamigawa. I was a huge fan of the futuristic Kamigawa. You know, I didn't feel bad about it at all. Alright, Gaia's Wrath. Green, 4 generic instant. Choose one or more. Oh god. Destroy target artifact. Oh, we could use all of them. Artifact, enchantment, land, destroy target creature with flying, exile target player's graveyard. This thing does it all. This is wild. It's crazy. But it's 6 mana. I don't know. What do you guys think? Is this fair? I think it's fair. But I don't know, maybe commander players have a different opinion about this. At 6 mana, I think a card should be able to do anything. At 6 mana, you can, like, blow up the board for crying out loud. Like, Upheaval costs 6 mana, as far as I'm concerned. Peter's like, I'll choose more! How do you not choose more? I guess, you'll always have at least 1 land to destroy. Destroy target creature with flying. Yeah, we need more stuff that blows up flyers. Kill off all those dragons and bird gods and stuff. I'd say this do better as a sorcery. It would actually make more sense as a sorcery. There's not a lot of instant speed land destruction. And by not a lot, I mean like almost none? Is there anything? I'm not aware. Instant is a bit crazy. But I'd compare it to Casualties of War. Green Sublime Epiphany. It's like Decimate, except you don't have to choose. You can choose 1 or more. It's better than Decimate, but it's more expensive. Yoshi was like, it isn't as good as it looks. All right. So maybe we're overhyping it. Maybe it's overrated. It's fine. Okay, I'm giving it a pass. Moving on, we got Yanka Storm Eagle. Beautiful frame. This is very cool. White, red, blue for a 2/2 bird. Flying. Bird spells you have bird spells you cast have storm. What? What? What is going on here? So I cast any random bird. I'll just get like multiples of it. Eagle watching, the sky keeps roosting. Eagle ascending, the sky starts moving. Cool flavor text. Is it broken? I mean, it's for a bird deck, for crying out loud. Like, how many like broken birds are there out there? What, are you gonna play Stormcrow and literally storm off with Stormcrow? A danger. Oh yeah, you could cast the shapeshift. Would the shapeshifters really be even that broken? Abs was like, upvote for Burb. Yeah, sounds like the Crow Storm. It's Crow Storm. Well, bird spells are usually low costing, so you don't storm for much, right? The question is, what are you gonna storm off with? Oh, I don't know. Okay, hold on. Like, what is there? There's like Baleful Strix, I guess. This is like the best bird that I know. So and how many? Okay, you could play a bunch of non-bird spells up to the point where you play Baleful Strix, and then I don't know, just draw a bunch of cards, and you have an army of flying Death Touch creatures. Pretty good with Judge's Familiar, maybe. Squadron Hawk. Oh my. Well, probably one Squadron Hawk can get everything out of your deck. Putting more Squadron Hawks on the battlefield. Well, I guess the Squadron Hawks can help you build Storm. Judge's Familiar only gets better. Oh, I get it. So you have like a bunch of Judge's Familiars on the battlefield. The hybrid Azorius, 1/1 flyer that you can sacrifice, counter target instant or sorcery spell unless its controller pays 1. I think this is only going to do really... I think it's going to only be really fair. Ledger Shredder? If your deck is full of birds... Oh no, hold on. Ledger Shredder doesn't care if the deck is full of birds. It just considers the second spell you've cast. Whenever a player casts their second spell each turn, Ledger Shredder connives. Alright. Alright, this card is getting better and better the more we look at it. Alright. I think it's cool, though. In my opinion. You prove me wrong. Prove me this is broken. You'll literally have just a bunch of weird birds on the battlefield. Just Wrath of God, for crying out loud. And most of it has to be cast at sorcery speed, so you're going to know about it way ahead of time. Empyrean Eagle is good because it pumps its friends. You need a lot of mana for this deck, though. To, like, play a spell, then Empyrean Eagle. I think it's fair. I could be completely wrong. Pump your friends with Arnold Schwarzenegger's new DVD workout. Would he be really still... Did he ever make one? Somehow I don't think it's worth his time. Anyway, I'm going to let it pass. We got Voodoo. Love Voodoo. Just want to show some love. Oh, thanks so much, Love Voodoo. I really appreciate it. I do feel the love. Alright, we're going to move on. Yeah, this is the Stormcrow Storm. Beautiful art! Like, 10 out of 10 art. I really like the art and the frame and everything. I think this is really cool. Protector of the Weak. They're not hiding anything. Alright, white, 3 generic, 3/3, flash flying angel warrior. When Protector of the Weak enters the battlefield, if a creature you control died this turn, return target creature card with mana value 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. This is like what? If a creature you control died this turn, return target creature card with mana value 3. You can't even get back the thing that just died, so you just get anything. So you can sacrifice something, then bring anything back to the battlefield. And you could bring back a blinker, right? You could blink back something that blinks. Not Restoration Angel, though. Actually, does anything blink? Whatever. At 3 mana value, maybe not. Wording is messed up. I think it's okay. Enter the battlefield. If a creature you control died this turn, return target creature card with mana value 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. I think it's good. There are better things you can do for 5 mana. Oh, absolutely. You could win the game. You could combo off. 5 mana, 3/3 flash flying. I think it's okay. Warrior says the bird card would be crazy with Yorion too, now that I think of it. Oh my... No. Because Yorion... If you get multiple copies of Yorion... Oh, no. No, Yorion's legendary. I don't think it works. So when Yorion enters the battlefield... for the bird... When Yorion enters the battlefield, blinks everything away. Then all the following Yorions enter the battlefield and just kill each other because they're all legendary. Super Saiyan hair, yeah. Got that Dragon Ball Z look. Alright, moving on. We got the Phyrexian Arbiter. A black 1 generic. A 0/4 Phyrexian Horror Cleric. Players can't gain life or search libraries. Thank God. Any player may pay 2 life for that player to ignore this effect until end of turn. Oh. Hence the Phyrexian Arbiter. I think you could have made this less life. I think you could just make this a 2 mana 0/4 creature. I think it could have been way more aggressive. This is easy. Arethusu says, I may not have custom cards, but I like watching the cards from the creative designers. Oh yeah. Should be 10 life? Nah, it's a bit too much. I think this could have been higher. Or actually, I think so. Either you could pay more life, or it could have been more aggressive on the casting cost, like cost 2 mana. Yeah, Black Leon and Arbiter. More or less. Although, there are, believe it or not, there are some decks that want to pay life. Should be an uncommon. Gotta pay life. Yeah, you gotta pay life to gain life. I guess so. The fetch lands turn into like lightning bolts. So you fetch, pay 1, and then you gotta pay 2 life for the effect, and you just lightning bolt yourself. That's insane. Or maybe it's fine. Maybe this is more accurate than I think it is. This is uncommon territory. You know what? I don't think so. As cards get more complicated, they usually make things rare. As cards get more and this is getting like I think this is a little complicated, in my opinion. I think it should be pauper legal. I think that's a little aggressive to be a common. Fetching a shockland never felt so bad. Yeah, it's like thought seizing. It's like fetch shock thought seizing. Imagine having to fetch shock thought seize in front of this. You're paying 7 life. Anyway, we're gonna give it a pass and move on. Magus of the Rage. We got a red 2 generic 3/3 with kicker. Oh god. So it's just Urza's Rage. Okay, kicker of a red 8 generic. Magus of the Rage can't be countered. Okay, that's sexy. When Magus of the Rage enters the battlefield, if it was kicked, it deals 10 damage to any target, and the damage can't be prevented. Amazing. So we have a 3/3 for 3 mana. That can't be countered. Not unreasonable. But if you just somehow have an extra 9 mana laying around, so paying a total of 12 mana, you could just dome someone for 10 damage. So, anyway, I think this passes. Unless someone knows how to break this card. You can, like, if there's some sort of land that lets you, is there any way to abuse this? Because this isn't spell mana, this is creature mana. So if there's anything for creatures, like if there's any way of like making a ton of mana for creatures, that helps play this, I don't know, maybe you can break this. Very fair, too fair. Print it. Yeah. We're not shredding any of these things. People should get punished for fetching and tutoring and taking too much time. There we go. It's a take for the last card. Kicker makes it hard to abuse. Well, that's the point! It's just a creature version of Urza's Rage. Limited bomb. Is it? Like, how often do you get to 12-man limited? I don't. And frankly, a 3/3 uncountable creature for 3 mana. Like, it's basically a vanilla creature. I actually think this is a limit. Who wants to play this in limited? I actually think it's crap. Or, I don't know. I could be wrong. Maybe in the right ramp deck, you can have a lot of mana and just blast someone away for 10. But I don't think you get that much mana. It depends on the environment. Yeah, too expensive for limited, too fair for everything else. Yeah, it's just, well, I mean, that's what all the Maguses are a reference to something. So this is just Urza's Rage. Bro, man, pile of Lego bricks. Anyone play with Legos? Anyone into, like, Lego Star Wars, Lego Batman, Lego Spider-Man? All right. Basically lose 2 damage if you step on any one of these. Okay, pile of Lego bricks. For 1 generic, it's an artifact. Whenever a creature without flying attacks you, you can pay 1. If you do, a pile of Lego bricks deals 1 damage to that creature. I love the flavor. Flavor is great. Well, hold on, what is... It always hurts. We've all been there. We're just walking, minding our own business, and boom, we walk on a piece of Lego, and it's just yeah, it's just ow my feet. You said it better than anyone else, Levy. You said it better than anyone else. Huge flavor win. Of course, it has to be only the creatures without flying, because the creatures with flying, they're not walking on the, I don't know, the carpeted floor. And it's always in the carpet that gets you, because you can't see it. It's camouflaged in that carpet. Can you pay multiple times to blow stuff up? Great question. Whenever a creature without flying attacks, you can pay 1. If you do, yeah, basically you have a machine gun. Send in the Legos! Send in the Legos. Surprised this is only 1. Legos are very expensive. Hey, that's 1 per Lego. It's 1 per block. You ask me, that ain't cheap. Like, basically, this is a bunch of $1 bills, as far as I can see. Yeah, death by Lego. Yeah, 1 mana per Lego. Alright, we got Gabrielle. Thank you so much for the super chat. Hi, hope you're doing well. The card is Jinkei. The Unreturning Dagger. Alright, we're looking at Jinkei, the Unreturning Dagger. Love the art. 10 out of 10 art already. Red, blue, 1 generic for a 3/1 human assassin with haste. It's a legendary creature, by the way. At the beginning of your end step, if Jinkei has fewer than 10 step counters on her, put a step counter on her. If Jinkei has 10 step counters on her, she can't be blocked and has when a Jinkei deals combat damage to a player, that player loses the game. Is this actually so similar to, what's it called? Golem. Isn't there like a new Golem very similar to this? It's like tempt Golem, and if Golem is tempted enough, whenever Golem attacks, kill a player. Something to that effect. Super fair. It takes forever. At the beginning of your end step, if Jinkei has fewer than 10, you gotta wait like 10 turns, and she can't die once. She can't die once. Oh, was it Frodo? It's one of the new... Oh, it's Frodo. Okay, I got it wrong. I think I'm gonna be more aggressive here. At the beginning of end step... I think if she deals damage, you could also add a step counter on her. That would make some sense, too. At the end of turn, and also if she ever deals damage. Proliferate deck would like... Oh, so it's balanced because of Proliferate? Gotcha. Anyway, I like the card! I like it. I like everything about this card. Fireburn! There is an Eye of Sauron Lego set made up of over 10,000 pieces. Talk about keeping yourself busy. Well, you paid for the super chat, so we're going to look at the Eye of Sauron Lego. Holy moly. Hold on. This is 10,000 pieces? I guess so. There it is, the Eye of Sauron. That's a puzzle. A puzzle to behold. Did someone make that themselves? Or did, like, Lego offer this type of thing? Those people love Lego. They are diehards for the Lego. Alright, moving on. To the Life Leecher. So, black, 2 generic for a 2/2 Vampire Knight with Flash and Lifelink. If an opponent would gain life, put that many +1/+1 counters on Life Leecher instead. We have a lot of fair cards today. Like, I have nothing to get. If you would gain life, put that many counters on... Instead. Well, actually, hold on. What does that mean, instead? If an opponent... Oh, I see. If an opponent would gain life, so they don't gain life, I get a bunch of counters. Or is this broken? No, it can't be broken. It's 4 mana for crying out loud. But basically, someone tries to gain life, you flash this thing in play, and you say, no, you don't gain life, I get counters, and this thing gets bigger. And then what if there's like a bunch of life leechers on the battlefield? I have a life leecher, you have a life leecher, I attack someone, I gain 5 life, but I don't gain 5 life, the other life leechers get bigger. Oh, this is insane. Completely hoses life gain. Yeah, it's a replacement effect. Players don't gain life, and we get a bunch of counters. Pretty nice. Say no to Heliod combo, yeah. Anything that shuts down the Heliod combo, I'm a huge fan of. Response to Swords to Plowshare. Oh, wow, you can play Swords to Plowshares in this deck. Swords to Plowshares, the card. You gain no life, I get a bunch of counters. Yeah, it's like a black version of Hull Breacher. In such a case, only one life leecher gets bigger, not all of them. Why? Why would that be the case? Let's say every... Oh, how do the rules work? Not sure about the rules, which it would be, though. I have no idea. I would assume all the other life leechers get bigger, but I could be totally wrong about that. I do not know how these effects work in a multiplayer game. Affected player chooses which one goes on, I think. Oh, okay. Interesting. If an opponent would gain life, put that many counters on life leecher instead. So I basically, if I were going to gain to life, I then gets to choose which life leecher gets bigger. They would all trigger? I have no idea. Only one would gain it. We have such a I imagine the people who say only one gain it know something that the rest of us don't. The commander players, they know something. They know things. They've been there before. Bizarre. Okay, replacement effect, only the first applies. Oh, okay. Who's first? Like, first in, like, priority order? Triggers go on the stack. Ah, okay. So triggers go on the stack in priority order. And then so the first that resolves applies and the rest of them don't get it. Okay, all trigger, but last on the stack. Be the only... Oh, last on the stack? What the hell? Okay, I don't understand what's going on here. So all trigger... Are you... Is it first to... Is it first to resolve or the last to resolve? You're saying the last on the stack. That makes no sense to me. Only one against it because the life is in no longer gained. It got replaced by the counters. Replacement effects don't use the stack. Me neither. Nothing triggers. Oh yeah, there is no trigger. If an opponent would, if an opponent would gain life, that many +1/+1 counters are put that many +1/+1 counters on life leecher instead. Okay, Ralph says if 2 or more replacement effects want to apply to the same thing and both are in the same layer, the affected player or controller of the affected object chooses one of them to apply first. Gotcha. All right. I'm gonna assume that's the rule. We got 2 people with them. 2 or more replacement effects want to apply to the same thing and both are in the same layer. The affected player or controller of the affected objects chooses one of them to apply first. Come on, that doesn't make it. Yeah, guys, replacement effects don't stack like that. Okay, anyway, I still don't actually know how this card works. Let me reread this. The affected player, so the person who is gaining the life, chooses one of them to apply first. So I get to choose any one of the creatures. That's it. All right, we're just gonna... So that was a good lesson in layers and replacement effects. And the stack, too, because the card is not worded as if it's going to go on the stack. All right, so for that reason, it definitely passes. It's not going to be super broken. This this card has a cute owl in it, so I'm going to give it a thumbs up already. So white enchantment. If a source would deal damage, prevent one of that damage. Aren't they sweet? They are very cute. This is cute. There's some sort of girl offering a bowl of soup to a giant owl. This has to be an AI-generated card. Or apparently this is an actual illustration. This is too fair, Shrek. This is so fair, it's boring. All right, we're just gonna give it a pass and then move on. Yeah, I also like the giant owl. Pass for giant owl. Like, I'd put in my collection. I get a few foils of this card. This is sort of cute. I have a few foils of bird art cards. They're just absolute trash. They're like, they have no purpose in this world. Faith of the Masses. A green-white 2 generic enchantment. Creature tokens you control increase your devotion to each of their colors by 1. Creature tokens you control increase your devotion to each of their colors by 1. So basically, the tokens, which have no devotion, now have devotion. Is what I'm getting at here. Makes some sense. Oh, we got, I've got a... Okay, so we're going to make this a pass. And we got Smelly Squid here with the super chat. Thank you so much. Dedicated to one of my favorite mathematicians. Okay, let's go take a look at that. What? Get rid of the ISR in here. It's confusing me. Okay, Smelly Squid. Dedicated to one of my favorite Just going to look this up. There we go. By the Smelly Squid. Okay, we got Kurt Gudel, if I've pronounced that correctly. Gudel. Gu. It's that German O over there. White, an Azorius, and 1 generic for a 2/1 human. Whenever a player creates a game state where following the game rules would violate the game rules, draw a card for each planeswalker in play. If a game ends in a draw, you instead win the game. So the first ability, that would never make sense. I don't think that would ever fly because no one's supposed to be like breaking the rules. Or like what are you like? You're catching someone breaking the rules and you like look up the rule. Hey, you broke the rules. But then the second one is cool. If a game state ends in a draw, you instead win the game. Wait a minute. Actually, that would promote so much cheating. Because then people would have this massive incentive to stall the game and just do a bunch of garbage on the battlefield for the sake of just drawing the game out. There are other worlds and rationale being of a different and higher kind. Danger, ship it! Oh, Bread likes this one. Some cards actually break the rule. Actually, every card breaks the rules. Magic the Gathering is a game about cards breaking the rules of other cards. Amazing. Historically so true. I have no idea what the flavor is of this guy. I've never heard of this mathematician. Whenever a player creates a game state where following the game rules would violate the game rules, draw a card for each planeswalker in play. If game ends in a draw, you win the game. It should be silver border. Yeah, I guess so. So you can cheat. This card highly incentivizes cheating. If you just dirtle around for no reason except to like try to draw out the game to a draw, if you do not play at a reasonable pace, that's called stalling, and it is cheating, and you can get disqualified for it. So Kurt Goodell is promoting cheating, but I think it's a very interesting card, so I'm going to... Well, anyway, the card actually fails, but I like this ability just for fun. It's a fun ability. The second ability is really fun. Very unique. Very fresh ability. This is such a man-made card. Technically, all the Magic cards are man-made cards. Cheating wouldn't count because you're not following the game rules. Okay, you're cheating based on tournament rules. It works when you are the one who cheated. Would make infinite loops useful. Oh yeah, I create an infinite loop that does nothing. I draw out the game, hence I win. It's not if you cheat, if there's a game state that shows an inconsistency in the rules. Oh, you know what? You're right. It's not if the match ends in a draw, you instead win the game. No. Actually, if a game cannot end, then it is still a draw. Like in a tournament, if the round goes to time and the game does not end, you get like each player gets like basically 3 turns. But if it goes to 5 turns, with a turn 0 counting, that game ends in a draw. So in a tournament, this would incentivize stalling so that the game doesn't end. But I understand what you guys are going for. Like if a game state would end in a draw, you win the game instead. So Andre gives us a little history lesson. Kurt Gödel is known for his incompleteness theorem. It says that there is no system that can prove all true mathematical statements that it can describe. You lost me. You completely lost me. Oh, there we go. I like Bean Pie. It's only cheating if you get caught. Commander is a casual format. You can't draw the cards. You mean you can't draw the game? Yeah, what a weird card. And his way of proving that is by creating a statement X so that you can prove X. You also prove X cannot be proved. All right, well, moving on. Okay, we have another super chat. It was a great discussion card. Gabrielle! Yen. Okay, we have more of these cool cards. We have Yen King? If I pronounced that correctly. The Doppelganger. Also Magic and complicated rulings. Name a more iconic duo that isn't Yu-Gi-Oh! And complicated rulings. Alright. So we got Dimir 2 generic. Human Assassin. A 1/1 flash creature. Good God, we're spending 4 mana. 4 mana. For a 1/1. When Yan King Doppelganger enters the battlefield, counter target creature spell. Its owner loses life equal to that spell's mana value, and Yan King Doppelganger becomes a copy of that spell, except it's legendary. That's so cool. I think that's a really cool card. So you can't... It actually might be a bit pushed. I mean, that's actually quite a bit pushed there. Oh, it's Yen Qing. This is how you pronounce it? Yen Qing. Thank you very much. For those who know... I'm guessing this is like a sort of a Chinese name. You can play this. You can play this in mono. You can play this in mono black. You can play it in You can play it mono black, mono blue. You can play in a combination of the two. Yes, a mono black counter spell. Well, it's 4 mana. I mean, you're not. It's not. It's pretty terrible. Where it's like it's a very iffy card. No rarity. Well, not yet. What do you guys? I mean, it's probably a mythic, right? The card is really fair. The artwork is awesome. I do like it. All right. I think it's a pretty cool. I have no idea if this is busted, though. Is this busted? Like, equal to the spell's mana value? So your life total takes a massive hit when this thing gets cast. Massive, massive hit. Conditional, but pretty pushed. So, like, you can just save this up for... Or actually, this could be your commander, too. So you just wait for someone else's busted commander come out. You, like, cast this, they lose life, and you become a copy of their busted commander. It's as simple as that. Should be blue-black instead of hybrid. Maybe. Maybe it should be. Alright, we got another super chat. Anyway, I'm going to pass this card. I think this is a cool card. We got Broman. Sirach. Sirach Assassin / Sirach Infected. Oh. Alright, so this is some sort of weird double-sided card. Alright, we got the Sirach Assassin. How is this a two-sided card? Sirach Assassin. Black, blue, 1 generic for a 4 loyalty. Planeswalker. At the beginning of your upkeep, flip a coin. If heads, transform Sirach Assassin. +1. So, oh, you may not get to keep this thing on this side. So it's +1, draw a card, then discard a card. You get to loot. Or -3, destroy target creature. You lose 3 life. And so 50% of the time, we're going to turn into the Sirach Infected. It's a 5/5 horror. At the beginning of your upkeep, you lose 3 life and destroy target creature. Feed him. So basically, every turn you get to destroy something. Is this even remotely fair? It might be. Draw a card, then discard a card. Destroy target creature, so you get to protect it. It's like, it starts at 4 loyalty, so enters the battlefield, kill that thing that was trying to attack me. I mean, it's very close to, like, what's it called? Teferi status. Instead of bouncing something, you kill it. And you do lose life, so maybe this is quite fair. If alone, destroy itself. Oh, Abso. At the beginning of your upkeep, you lose 3 life and destroy target creature. So yeah, if there is nothing left on the battlefield, Sirach, you're so infected, you're going to blow yourself up. This is giving me very Carnage Venom vibes, if you know what I'm talking about. I wouldn't want to play this card. Tastefully Nerd says, theme custom Magic streams would be a sweet episode. I guess we'd have to present some designers to Nikachu to get the ball rolling. You just have to get custom Magic to be like, okay, everyone make Christmas cards. Everyone make... and so on. Let there be carnage. Still haven't seen the movie yet. They had, like, the full fight, I think, on YouTube. So, like, I basically saw the climax of the movie. I didn't actually have to watch the regular movie. If anyone thinks I should watch the regular movie, let me know. Of Venom 2. I was so hyped for that movie, and then everyone was like, it's, like, sort of good. I don't know. Don't see it. Yeah, I think this is, you know, more I look at it, this seems fair. Like, what's the worst this thing is gonna do? I think this is actually an incredibly fair card. 50% of the time you flip this thing into a Sirach Infected, and like this +1 is really docile, and the -3 is like, you know, not very good here. Or like, I don't know, it's fair. Like it gets crushed down to a 1 loyalty. The power and toughness aren't the same on both sides. 5/5. Oh no, it's 5/5 on this side. It's 5/5 on this side. Power and toughness is identical. And the card is nasty with Forbidden Orchard. Alright. Alright, we got, what are super chats we got here? We got... Oh, Valerio's back! Okay, do we have an assimilate card today? Thank you very much, Valerio. We got welcome to the multiverse. Welcome! Come one, come all. Welcome to the multiverse. Land. Tap, pay 1 life. Sacrifice welcome to the multiverse. Search your library for a legendary card. Put it onto the battlefield tapped. Then shuffle your library. It doesn't untap until the end of your next untap step. What? Oh, you search. It's a fetch land for legendary lands. That's broken. That's like absolutely broken. What do you guys think? Is this fine? Are we okay with this card? Maybe it's fair. Like, hey, man, you know what? I mean, I would like to play with this card, but I think it seems like it's a tutor for your most busted cards. Imagine this thing in Legacy. Like, maybe to the Commander players, they're like, ah, this is nothing. But in Legacy, like, you can... Now, elves can tutor out, like... They have 8 copies of Gaia's Cradle. Yeah, like, in Pioneer, you can get 8 copies of Nykthos. It's Borkin! It's more than fair, it's bad. No way. It comes into battlefield tapped. I think it's okay, so, like, it does come into play tapped. Maybe that makes it fair, so you can't just top deck slam Nykthos onto the battlefield. It coming to play tapped is a big downside, but Cradle and Nykthos probably still break this. Tutor out Tabernacle. Boom! There we go. We found out how to break this thing really hard. Really hard. Tutor out Tabernacle. Tutor out, what others? Tutor out Dark Depths. Yeah, for 0 mana! 0 mana, you tutor out Dark Depths. Well, we're learning how to break this card now, people. We're learning how to break this card now. Okay, Valerio wants the flavor text. All right. A traveler out there is staring at the construct of all realities without knowing where to go. He better choose his next stop wisely, because I doubt he's coming back. Anyway, this card is broken. I like the card, honestly. I do like the card. I like the power level of the card, but they would get banned. Either this would get banned or all the cards that you tutor out would get banned. But Valerio has another super chat. Spirit. Stallion of the something. Stallion of the Samaran. So this obviously is for some TV show that I'm not familiar with. White, green, 3 generic for a 2/3 elemental beast with vigilance and menace. Creature spells you cast and activated ability of creatures you control cost green and a white less to cast or activate. This effect reduces only the amount of colored mana you pay. Nice. Super fair card. I don't think it's broken in any way. Somewhere over the unscathed hills, every dawn a dun coat Mustang musters the herd to race with the eagle and soar with the wind. Passers-by call him Spirit probably for this. This is not Spirited Away. Not horse? Oh, you think it should be Elemental Horse? Menace is from the opposite end of the color pie. Oh, well, okay, so what, is this a flavor fail? It's a fail on flavor? Flavor text feels AI generated? Maybe it is. That chat GPT-4 is coming out. Coming out big time. Why not horse? Needs horsemanship. Would be more flavorful. Yeah, the don't untap clause was weird. Should have entered with a stun counter on the fetch. Should have entered itself for easier readability. In reference to the last land. Menace, anyway, it's the spirit of the protagonists. Okay, it's the spirit. Intimidate would work better for these colors, says Astrays. Gotcha. Alright, I think it's gonna pass. It's a bit janky in terms of flavor and templating, but it works. It's not a totally broken card. Tastefully Nerd! Signed in triplicate. Signed in triplicate. It's some sort of commander card. let's, whoops. Let's take a look-see. Whoops, what am I doing? Where am I going? Signed in triplicate. Black, 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 3 generic for a sorcery. Target player draws 2 cards and loses 2 life. Target player draws 2 cards and loses 2 life. Target player draws his 2 cards and loses 2 life. So you could draw 6 cards off of this thing and lose 6 life. You could spread it around a little bit. Just average for 6 mana. That's a lot of mana. Is that the Ledger Shredder? It's the Ledger Shredder sort of beefed up. I think this is like some new armor on here. The Ledger Shredder is back. Isn't that character bent on a black card? They've moved to the dark side. That's right. From being a chauffeur to a loan officer, to some sort of loan officer. I mean, I always thought Ledger Shredder was, you know, was the valet parker. When I see Ledger Shredder, I think valet parking. So it went from parking vehicles to becoming a loan officer. Imagine combining this with Shieldred the Apocalypse. Imagine away. I feel like the wording is just lazy. Target player draws 2 cards and loses 2 life. I think this is just how it is. 3 times the text? Hell no. Sign in blood times 3. That's basically what it is. Yeah, actually, it's sign in blood times 3. Anyway, I'm gonna give it a pass. I like this card. Might be fun in Commander. We all draw cards except you, John. Go F yourself. Go F yourself, buddy. We all get to draw cards. You're being annoying at the table anyway. Alright, Can't Even Fly. Couldn't make the stream today, but have a nice day. Thank you so much, Can't Even Fly. I really appreciate the super chat. Broman. Zombie Returner. Return of the Zombies. Pretty good image. Alright, we got a black, black, 1 generic, 3/1 zombie. You can cast Zombie Returner from your graveyard. When Zombie Returner enters the battlefield, if it was cast from your graveyard, exile it. What? If it was cast from your graveyard, if you do, you draw 2 cards and you lose 2 life. What a weird... So hold on, you want the when zombie enters the battlefield, if you cast... So you want the enter the battlefield effect, is what you're telling me? I don't get it. The QRT looks like me when I wake up. Because wouldn't this be better worded as like when it's in your graveyard, like exile 2 cards, or sorry, like you can pay its mana cost, exile it, and you draw 2 cards and you lose 2 life? Wouldn't that make more sense? Weird, ship it. It's a sign in blood when you cast from the graveyard. But you can just exile it from, you can just have some activated ability for the same mana cost. You're literally like it's weirdly worded that you cast it from the graveyard and then it goes poof, it's gone. You know what I mean? Like it works. Like I'm not gonna deny that it works. Oops. You don't get the ETB? Then what's the point of casting it from the graveyard? For cast triggers? Yes, but he wants the flavor of zombie coming. Oh yeah, the zombie is returning. But it doesn't actually return. It like goes away. The zombie returns. It died. Then it came back to, I don't know, give you some cards. To send you a message. Just ship it. If you get an ETB deck running Elish Norn or something, it's basically just flashback. It's a really weird flashback. All right, we're gonna give it a pass for that reason. Oh my god, we're gonna have to extend the show today. There's so many super chats to get through. Okay, we got to the Zombie Returner. The next one is from Valeria. Thank you very much for the super chat. Only 1 artist on the stage. There can be only 1. Only 1 artist on the stage. 6 mana, enchantment. You can cast the spell only at the start of your pre-combat main phase. This face-up card isn't an enchantment. You can only cast this spell at the start of your pre-combat main phase. At the start? What the hell does that mean? This face-up card isn't an enchantment. If a player controls 2 or more non-basic lands... So if a player controls 2 or more non-land permanents of the same type, artifact, creature, enchantment, and planeswalker, they shuffle non-land perms they control into the library until they control one of each type. Players can only cast 1 spell each turn. This is... I have a okay, hold on. While it's in play, it's not an enchantment, so it doesn't count as an enchantment, is what I'm gathering. If a player... So it loses, like, its card types for some reason. So it's just nothing. It's just a permanent. Yeah, throw me money. Where was this? Throw me money. It's a good problem to have. So if a player controls 2 or more non-land permanents of the same types, you can't have any more than 2 artifacts, 2 creatures, enchantments, and planeswalkers. You can have an unlimited number of lands. You have to they shuffle non-land permanents they control into the library until they choose one of each type. Oh, I see. So any excess gets, like... If there... But hold on, it says only 1 artist on stage. But you said if a player controls 2 or more... Oh, I see. So if you control 2 or more, you have to start shuffling. God, there can only be 1. This is a real pain to read. You love making cards, but the templating is so bizarre. They're so bizarre. There's got to be a better way to word this thing, but whatever. Okay. Neat. I actually think this should count as your enchantment. I don't think it should have immunity. So if you have enchantment on the battlefield, this should be an enchantment. And that's your only enchantment that you get. Alright, we're going to give it a pass. A very bizarre pass. We're giving it a C-. Alright, well, okay, what else do we have here? Next super chat we've got from Tang Def... We're going to call you Tang. Alright, thank you very much, Tang. Lyriel. Benevolent. Oops. Is it Benevolent Light? Okay, this is the new one. This was made like 10 minutes ago. Fresh off the presses. Lyriel, Benevolent Light. A blue-white 2 generic 4 loyalty planeswalker. Hold on. +1. Hold on, give me... I need some better music here. I like this one. All right. Okay, +1, draw a card. Any player may activate this ability on their turn. Okay. So +1, target creature gains indestructible until your next turn. Any player may activate this ability on their next turn. So hold on, what's the point? So like anyone can activate the abilities on this thing? This is a planeswalker for all? It's not my planeswalker, it's everyone's planeswalker. Our planeswalker. And then we got -10. You get an emblem with your opponent... Your opponents can't win the game, and creatures you control get +1/+0 and have indestructible. Lyriel, Benevolent Light can be your commander. That sounds broken, actually. Your opponents can't win the game. Oh, but they kill you. Okay, I get it. No. Okay, we had this problem last time, actually. We had this problem last time. You can still lose, then the emblem goes away, and then those players can still win. So it just puts a target on your back. But you get all the loyalty. That's right, you get all the loyalty. What is this? Gonig to Hell. What, this card? Draw a card, any player. Okay, so everyone gets to draw cards. Anyone can make indestructible creatures. Okay, this is fine. This is cool. It's like keep away from ultimate. But it can only go up. So anyone can activate the abilities, but they know that if they get it to 10, they're going to have the problem that they can't win the game until they kill this player. It only puts a target on your back, though, right? Increase the cost on this? Yeah, it's only for 4 mana. Well, it's only for 4 mana. Whatever, you draw a card. Any player can start drawing cards off of this. This is a no? You guys think that this is too powerful? This is too good? Jakiro loves it. It's a card I made. Oh, you got a super chat for the cards. Sorry, you got to super chat for the cards. Otherwise, it's just gone random to we just go to the main page. But right now, we're now on super chats for the rest of the show. Should cost more for sure. I think it's fair. I don't think this is that broken, to be honest. Like, neither of these abilities, like, everyone gets access to them. And, like, even in a one-on-one battle, like, this thing doesn't matter unless I'm trying to win the game via... Hold on, you can't win the game. Your opponents can't win the game. Your creatures you can't control. I guess it just applies to cards that say you win the game. The emblem doesn't say you can't lose the game, so if you die, then your opponents can win. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm talking about. So I think it's actually totally fair. Very cool card, too. I think it's pretty cool. Alright, what do we got next? We got, from David. We got David, the super chat. It's a 4-card set. Sorry, you only get 1 card per super chat. Whitest cards you know. For each super chat, I will look at another card. People try to game the system like that. Nail gun. Oh god. Orzhov 1 generic. Equipment. Equipped creature gains death touch and reach. Equip for 3. For 3. Nail gun. Can anyone relate? Nail guns don't do it. Well, you push it against the wall or something, it'll do something. Be careful with nail guns. They can be dangerous too. Nice art. Yeah, in quotations. Equipped creature gains death touch and reach? I don't understand the flavor. Why would a nail gun give you reach? Oh, it gives you death. Ouch! Oh, I didn't even see that. Hold on, where are we here? It gives you death. Ouch! Nailed it. They nailed it. I still don't understand the reach part. Not getting the reference. I don't get it either. I'm completely uncultured at this point. I'm not with it with the millennials these days. What's new? The Gen Zers. Anyway, yeah. Okay, thank you very much for the super chat. And we've got, what is it? Penumbra! Thank you very much for the super chat, Penumbra. I cannot pronounce this card. It's Hirisrix. Necrovisionary. Post explains its origins. Love your show. First time here to see it live. Usually could only watch past streams during work. Thank you very much for being part of the show, Penumbra. Alright, made this 2 years ago for my MTG D&D campaign. Was one of the BBEGs. And a Phyrexian that had managed to harvest and harness a spark. The campaign ended and worked into one's release, which I had the idea was coming in the near future, which lo and behold, it did. All right, let's look at Hirisrix, Necrovisionary, black, 2 generic, 6 loyalty, Planeswalker. Whenever an opponent discards a card or a creature you don't control dies, put 2 loyalty counters on Hirisrix, Necrovisionary. That is insane. So this thing can very easily get a lot of loyalty super fast. Okay, so 0, sack a creature. If you do, destroy target creature you don't control. You and that creature's controller each get a poison counter. Oh! So you actually can die off of this thing. Okay, there actually is a big downside to this thing. Nail guns can shoot in the air. Can it? Like, effectively? Can you shoot a bird? I'm gonna look this up on YouTube, and if you're proven wrong, then you're proven wrong. Just pronounce it like Skithrix. Maybe that's the way to do it. All right, -4. Each opponent discards a card. Wow, this loyalty only goes down, so it doesn't go up very easily. Each opponent discards a card at random and gets a poison counter. Choose a creature in any graveyard and return it to the battlefield under your control. It's a black artifact horror in addition to its other colors and types. That also sounds broken. Reanimator? In one shot, and your opponents discard cards and get poison counters. -8. Each opponent gets 2 poison counters. Proliferate, then proliferate 3 more times. What is going on here? This thing can kill someone very easily. Yeah, like the 0 is a +2 if you kill something with it. This thing's wild. Put 2 loyalty counters on it, so you very easily just kill 2 things, then kill somebody. You and that creature's... Or does it, like, end in a draw? No, but when you proliferate, you get to choose which counters get buffed up, right? You get to choose what counters. I did say it was the BBEG. Very beautiful card, but broken beyond any comprehension. It sounds like it'll just peeve off the group too. Anyway, neat card. Is that it for the super chats? Do I get to go home for today? Do I finally get to eat breakfast? I do! All right, that's it for the super chats. Thank you very much, everyone, for contributing to the show. Oh, it was a great show today. And if you want to be part of the show, you got to be here 11 o'clock a.m. Central Standard Time. Check your time zones. Daylight savings time is the thing, remember. Thank you very much, everyone, for your super chats. It supports the show big time. Everyone who's a member of the YouTube channel and also a patron on Patreon, I love you all. But most importantly, thank you, everyone, for being here, for the great conversation. People like Abzo, Oliboy, Sand, Gabrielle, Bread, Jericho. We got Valerio, Magica, Astrays, Kevin, Waitley, Beanpot. Because without you guys, I'd have nothing. So thank you very much, my coffee crew. So keep brewing up them coffees, and we will keep brewing up the magic. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you at the next cup.